Hello and welcome.
No, it's not yet. Turn that down.
Hello and welcome to Day 2 of the FCSAA State and National Junior College District Baseball Tournament here in the state of Florida. My name is Marshall Watchers. Joining me today is Chris Valentine and Corey McDonald. We've got the fourth game of today and the last game. That was the eighth game of the tournament where we have Polk State College Eagles going against Eastern Florida State College Titans. And we have a hit right there to start off the game. However, it is caught by an outfielder for the Titans. That was number 22, Rowdy Martinez, with that last hit. Chris and Corey, how you guys doing today?
Doing good, Marshall. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks. What do you think about these two teams here tonight?
Well, like the previous game, this is an elimination game. So both of these teams are going to be fighting tooth and nail, trying to keep their season alive. We saw a very entertaining, very back-and-forth game between the last two teams. That was
St. John's River State versus Tallahassee.
Yep, those are the ones. Sorry, I was drawing a blank.
St. John's River State came out victorious as Tallahassee is now heading home because they have two losses. This is a double elimination tournament. Polk State last night got upset by Palm Beach State, so they here are fighting for a spot. Eastern Florida State also lost to Northwest Florida State last night by actually a blowout that got stopped in the eighth inning. Northwest Florida State beat them 10-2. We have an easy routine play there for the Titans. Polk State is in the red. Eastern Florida State is in the blue.
Let's talk about the home run derby in that last game, fellas, huh? That was the one game with the most home runs we've seen since we started this tournament.
Definitely. I mean, it was all over the place. Scores, runs gotten in left and right. Chris, would you like to go over the Eastern Florida State College defense?
Of course, Marshall. In the outfield left to right, we got McFadden, Rivera, Duran. In the infield, third to first, Cornel, Navarro, Ace Lovato, and Owens, and we got Court behind the plate.
That pitch is thrown out by Lang for Eastern Florida State College. That's Zach DeWert there with a foul ball. Count now is 1-2 with 2 outs at the top of the first. Now Ryan Lang, this pitcher, he's a sophomore, didn't play at all last night, playing tonight. It's listed at 6'3", 190, and he drills that ball right at Zach DeWert. So Zach DeWert will earn that base, trotting his way over to first. We saw plenty of balls thrown off the body today as well. It's been, as Corey mentioned last game, it's been a very emotional and physical toll on a lot of these players' bodies, as Tallahassee was our first team to go home. But a lot of these guys have been taking balls off the body, off the helmet, all over. So just making sure these guys are good, as we have Zach Scott up to bat. That'll be called a strike. Got 2 outs here for the War Eagles of Polk State. Count is 0-1. And that's number 17, Cole Workin, on deck. Zach Scott winds up, makes some contact, and that hits right off second base, takes a funky bounce, and gets Zach DeWert all the way to third base. A nice job by Zach Scott.
And a good job using that hit and run to Polk State's advantage. DeWert was off with the pitch, and Scott able to make really good contact, hit it up the middle, bounces off second base. Now they got runners on first and third with Cole Warkin, the left fielder, up to bat.
Working and DeWert, the only Canadians on the team. Working from Saskatchewan. DeWert from British Columbia. I believe the only two Canadians we've seen in this tournament. Pretty unique, as DeWert is on third. And we've got Zach Scott on first. Working with a fresh count. However, he's got 2 outs here. Ryan Lang positions himself, looks over at first, glances over at third. Eyes down, Workin throws out the pitch. That'll be called a strike there by the umpire. Working with an 0-1 count. Ryan Lang throws out the pitch, and there's some contact. That ball's going straight to the sky. Couple players surround it, and that is an easy catch right there for the Titans. So that is the end of the first. And we'll be right back. Excuse me, the end of the top of the first. We'll be right back for the start of the bottom of the first. And we return to play here. Leading off for the bottom of the first is number 16, Norberto Navarro, sophomore from Puerto Rico. Pitching for Polk State to start this game is Shamiko Smith, a right-handed pitcher. He's a freshman for this Eagles team. So he winds up to throw his first pitch. It is tipped. And a nice job by the first baseman getting over there to get Navarro out at first. Easy out right away for the Eagles. Chris, do you want to go over the defensive lineup here for Polk State College?
Yeah, in the outfield from left to right, we got Warkin, Martinez, and Dewart. In the infield, third to first, Scott, Garrison, Fry, and Bierman. And Colum is behind the plate catching Smith.
Thank you, Chris. Nice first pitch for Shamiko Smith. get a quick go-ahead out. Sammy Duran now up to bat, and that'll be called a ball. So we've got one out here at the bottom of the first. Polk State College wasn't able to get any runs in off of Eastern Florida State College's Ryan Lang. Smith winds up, and some contact there. Sammy Duran fouls that ball straight back. So now we've got a 1-1 count after that foul ball. Sammy Duran, a sophomore from Melbourne, Florida. He resets his feet, gets himself together. Got a 1-1 count right now for Duran. Smith winds up, throws the pitch in, and again, tip ball. So that'll be the second strike for Duran. He's got a 1-2 count. That's Isaiah Cullum behind home plate, catching for Shamiko Smith. Sammy Duran, 1-2 count here with one out. I believe that was a foul tip. I don't think the umpire caught that ball, so I believe Duran will have another shot at it. Cullum thought he caught that and went to a routine throw around with the team. However, Sammy Duran is still there. The umpires talking it over with each other to get the right call here. Sammy Duran still standing over home plate. While we have a quick break in the action, we'll go over today's games earlier. Miami-Dade defeated State College of Florida. That was the first game. It got kicked off at 10 a.m. Second game, Santa Fe rolled over Northwest Florida State. And then most recently, the game before this, Game 3, St. John's River State beat Tallahassee and sent Tallahassee home. So we're now getting the word, not quite getting the word from the umpire. He just talked to the coach for Polk State, and now he's going to talk to, I believe, the first base umpire. And the second base umpire goes over to talk it over with him.
Well, when Duran swung at that ball, I heard the ball hit aluminum. I heard the ting that comes from the bat. So I don't know why this is a question. I don't know why they allowed that to look like a strikeout in the first place.
Do you think they might be questioning whether or not Cullum caught the ball?
I don't think so, because it didn't look like he caught the ball, because he went to tag him out. He tagged him out right away.
That was very deceiving. However, the umpires agreed on it being a foul ball, so Sammy Duran is still alive in there. It's a 1-2 count.
And the count on our field scoreboard, our scoreboard on the live cast, is correct, but it should be 1-2.
That's right, so Sammy Duran trying to take advantage of what just happened. Gets a foul ball. He reached a little bit for that one as that one sails up and right, almost towards the 34 section of Joker Marchand Stadium. Again, this game is being played at Publix Field at Joker Marchand Stadium, where the Detroit Tigers do their spring training. Beautiful facility out here, beautiful conditions on the field. Not much to complain about. Beautiful weather both days of baseball. And Duran gets a nice hit over to the third baseman, and the third baseman swings it on over to first. And there's the second out for Eastern Florida State College.
Brings up the left fielder, number 10, Jacob McFadden.
Jacob McFadden now up to bat. Shamiko Smith now throws in the pitch. And Jacob McFadden does not swing. That pitch is called a ball. Shamiko Smith has not allowed a hit yet. McFadden winds up. Shamiko Smith eyeing him down. And that is called a strike. So a 1-1 count now for Jacob McFadden. Both teams here are very talented. However, Polk State got upset. They're a 2 seed. They got upset by a 4 seed Palm Beach State last night. And there's a far shot. Jacob McFadden hitting that ball straight to center field deep. And it is caught right away. So there's 3 easy outs for this Polk State Eagles team, who is led by head coach Al Corbeil. And that is the end of the first inning. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back for the start of the second. And to start off for the top of the second, it's number 32, Isaiah Cullum, the catcher for the Polk State Eagles. That's still Ryan Lang in there pitching for the Titans. Lang throws that pitch in, and that is called a strike by the umpire. Cullum didn't get a good eye on that one. Isaiah Cullum, relatively large catcher, listed at 6'3", weighing in at 225. And that last pitch was called a ball. So we've got a 1-1 count now with 0 outs to start the top of the second. We've got Isaiah Bierman on deck. And Lang throws that pitch in a little bit high outside the box, and that'll be called another ball. Again, another ball here. That last pitch was clocked in at 74 miles per hour. So Isaiah Cullum has got a 3-1 count. No runners on base. 0 outs. That pitch goes in, and they will call that one a strike. Looked like it would have been a bit of a reach for Cullum. However, the umpire standing right over home plate. And Cullum now has a full count. Lang lines up, throws it in. And there's some contact there for Cullum. That drops right away. Cullum racing to first base. And that ball could not be grabbed. That was Duran out there. Sammy Duran, number 11, who couldn't get a handle on that ball to throw it back into first. So Isaiah Cullum, the catcher, is safe at first. Up now for the Eagles is Zach Bierman, the man from Wisconsin. He's from West Bend. The lefty going against the righty pitcher, Ryan Lang. Ryan Lang eyeing over to Cullum at first. He throws it in, and that'll be called a ball by the umpire. Now, both of these teams are fairly similar record. Polk State College has a 40-12 record, while Eastern Florida State College a 31-18. Eastern Florida State College a wild card. Eastern Florida State College defeated St. Petersburg College in 10 innings, 3-2 to get to this tournament. Polk State College were the Suncoast Conference champions. And now we've got a 2-0 count here for Zach Bierman. That last pitch is called a ball as well. So now a 3-0 count for Bierman with 0 outs. He's got a runner on first. That's Isaiah Cullum, the catcher, on first. Taking a couple steps away from first base so he can get ready for a sprint to second. And there's a free walk right there for Bierman. Easy 4-0 count as runner advances to first and second. Now the designated hitter, number 29, Bradley Harmon, comes out to hit for the Polk State Eagles. Jeff Court goes out to the mound to talk it over with Ryan Lang.
And in yesterday's game against Palm Beach State, Bradley Harmon went 0 for 1, but he drew 2 walks.
If you all were tuned in last night, Polk State and the Palm Beach State game didn't get finished till about 1:15 a.m. Both great teams battling out. However, Palm Beach State came out victorious. They had a great day hitting yesterday. And Ryan Lang trying to pick off Isaiah Cullum at second. However, he's unsuccessful, so we still got a runner on first and second, and a 1-0 count for Bradley Harmon. That is called a strike. So 1-1 count now for Bradley Harmon. Chris, you watched both these teams play yesterday. Is there any particular player on either team that really stood out to you, offensively or defensively?
I got to look at Jacob McFadden for Eastern Florida. He went 2 for 3 with an RBI, played pretty well. He's the left fielder today for Eastern Florida.
Now it looks like we got bases loaded as number 6, Jonah Garrison, comes to bat. We still have a scoreless game here. Also 0 outs. So Polk State looking good right now. They've got 3 runners on base. And that pitch was called a ball for Jonah Garrison. Garrison, a sophomore out of Orlando, Florida. He's a transfer from University of South Florida. It's one of the many transfers on this Polk State College team. Might be part of the reason why they had such a successful season. You got a transfer from West Florida as well. South Georgia State College. And Jonah Harrison with a 1-1 count. Bases loaded, looking to make something happen. Ryan Lang throws the pitch in, and there's a little bit of contact. However, foul ball just goes to the left of third base. So now he's got a 1-2 count. Jonah Garrison with 24 RBIs on the season. He's got a .245 batting average for this Eagles team. He sets up to hit this ball. And there's a hit. Going straight to the sky, and that is caught.
Infield fly called. So that means even if the catch wasn't made, the out would still be recorded. Prevents the infield from letting that ball drop and getting an easy double or triple play.
Thank you, Chris, for the clarification. And that was Cornel who went in and caught that fly ball. Rowdy Martinez up to bat. He's got one out, bases loaded. Get some contact on that last ball, just didn't get the timing down right. That ball went straight behind him to the right. And so now Rowdy Martinez steps back up to the plate with an 0-1 count.
Martinez flew out to center in his first at bat.
And Isaiah Cullum is called out at home. Great job by Cornel to get that ball and hit the first runner to get home to prevent them from getting a run. That last pitch was recorded at 85 miles an hour, and Rowdy Martinez makes it to first. So now we've got 2 outs, and we still have bases loaded. Skylar Fry now up to bat. He's got a .338 batting average. That ball goes straight up and into the bleachers. Heads up to the fans down there in the stands. And Skylar Fry now with an 0-1 count. And DeWert is coming up, set to hit after Fry. That pitch called a ball. It's very close to Fry. That ball was inside. So we still have bases loaded now. That's Bierman on third, closest to home. Fry gets set. Ryan Lang gets up himself. And a foul ball to the left of third base. Fry with some contact, just not enough time. Umpire restocks on his balls as Skylar Fry has a 1-2 count. And a nice hit by Fry. That thing is going deep. And it drops. A great job by Fry to get 3 home. And Fry gets a double out of it.
Great piece of hitting by Skylar Fry. Able to make great contact, get it over the head of McFadden for a base-clearing triple. And that's a good way to start the scoring off in this game.
That's right. Skylar Fry finished the regular season with 33 RBIs. Sends 3 guys home right there. So now Polk State College leads by 3 as Zach DeWert comes up the home plate to try and get Fry home himself. That hit might have just been what the Polk State Eagles need to start getting rolling. They are Bertha's 2nd seed in this tournament. Eastern Florida State College, on the other hand, are a 9 seed. They got a wild card.
That's hit far. And that's gone, baby.
And DeWert, the first to get a home run in this game. He brings it home as he jogs around the bases, gets Skylar Fry home. And the Polk State Eagles, how about the top of the second, Mr. Valentine?
And that's why Polk State is so dangerous. Eastern Florida looked like they might have been able to get out of this inning having 2 strikes to Fry, and he hits a base clearing triple, or base clearing double. And then Zach DeWert comes up next and hits a 2-run shot. And that's how things work out.
And Zach DeWert, tied for first on the team during the regular season. He had 6 home runs. He's tied with Rowdy Martinez. So a great job by him to get that one over in that field by the Corona Cabana, where a lot of these home runs today have been going.
Yeah, we've only seen one make its way over to the Margaritaville patio. That was a fun one, but yeah, most of them have been going to the Cabana over there.
For you viewers at home, not being able to see the full field, Margaritaville patio is over on the right side, Cabana patio to the left, so they've definitely been favoring that side. As that ball by Zach Scott was hit straight up and caught in the outfield. That was Sammy Duran who gets that last out for the team. So now Zach Scott makes his way back in. And the Polk State College Eagles will prepare for the bottom of the second. Don't go anywhere because we'll be right back in a matter of moments to continue this ball game. And we return here to the bottom of the second. That's the catcher for this Titans team leading off. And that pitch was called a ball. Still have Shamiko Smith in there pitching. That's Jeff Court, the catcher from Melbourne, Florida, in there, number 15. He's listed at 5'8", 190. And Smith winds up going against the lefty. And that ball goes just right of the first base. So that'll be a foul ball. So we have a 1-1 count now. So Jeff Court still up at home plate. 1-1 count, no outs, no runners on base. We've got number 18, Elian Morejo, on deck. Court again sending that ball the same way. That's Bierman over there covering first base. Had to track those 2 foul balls out.
Court keeps getting just in front of that. If he is able to hold up a little bit and get the barrel of the bat on the ball, that's going to be a nice double down the right field line.
Thank you, Chris. And Jeff Court now with a 1-2 count. He's fouled his last 2 pitches. Gets ready and just dodges that one. That'll be definitely a ball, as Jeff Court had to lean back for that one by not getting hit. Morejo is the designated hitter tonight. He's also the backup catcher, freshman, on this Titans team. Umpire grants Jeff Court some time just to regather himself. He's got a 2-2 count now with 0 outs and no runners on base. And Court gets that ball over to left field. It drops and he gets a single out of it. Great job finding some open field over there. That was working. And the left field who picks that ball up and only limits Court to a single. Not much airtime under that ball, so not much you can really do for that. Shamiko Smith getting ready to pitch against Elian Morejo. Morejo, the righty hitter, gets set up. Smith gets set up himself, glances over to Court at first. And a swing and a miss by Morejo. Great job by Smith with an 0-1 count. Morejo with a .339 batting average on the season as a freshman. He's played very well. He's got 4 home runs on the season as well. Smith throws it in. And that's a bit of a reach there for Morejo, so that'll be called a ball just outside the box. As I mentioned earlier, Polk State College were the Suncoast Conference champions. Eastern Florida State College got a wild card to come in. And that pitch will be called a ball as well. So the top of the second, Polk State College took advantage what they had, and they scored 5 runs. Eastern Florida State College still not on the board yet, so Polk State leads 5-0. Smith and Cullum agree on the pitch, throw it in, and that'll be called a ball. So Morejo now with a 3-1 count. Shamiko Smith deciding what he's going to do now. 3-1 count here for Morejo. Jeff Court on first. And there's a ball. Morejo will get a walk out of that, the DH for this Eastern Florida State College team. So we got runners on first and runners on second now. It's number 17, Dylan Owens, makes his way over to home plate. And we've got a lot of guys on this Eastern Florida State College team from Melbourne. A lot of guys from Florida, a few from Orlando, Miami, and so on. But now it's the man number 17, Dylan Owens, the first baseman, up to bat. Breaking the action here as Al Corbeil goes out to the mound to talk it over with his pitcher and catcher. 3 men on base and man at bat go over to talk to their third base coach. Now, Chris, we were covering the final game last night, which was Polk State versus Palm Beach State. Polk State, obviously the favorite. However, they lost. Were you surprised?
Yes. Yes, I was, but I wasn't very surprised because I know that Palm Beach State is still a very good team. They just got the better of Polk State last night.
Dylan Owens prepares to hit the ball. And that'll be called a strike. Shamiko Smith getting it right down the middle. as Owens has a man on first and a man on second. That's Jeff Court out there on second. And Morejo on first. Owens a swing and a miss, a big swing and a miss, so he's in the hole now, 0-2.
That was a great curveball down in the zone, changing the speed and the location and the eye level of the batter. That's the formula for a winning pitcher.
That's right. Now, these last 8 games, these pitchers have really been able to showcase their talents on the mound. From some teams keeping a single pitcher in the whole game to others going as many as 4 or 5.
You wouldn't know that if you watched only the last game, though.
That's right. Last game, when we had St. John's River State and Tallahassee battling to stay alive after that Shamiko Smith strikeout, Tallahassee put in, I believe, 5 pitchers maybe on the mound. They just were trying to even pull in pitchers who pitched the previous night. So they were doing everything in their power to stay in it. Unfortunately, it didn't work out their way, and they were sent home tonight. It's Jason Corneal up at home plate. Still, again, runner on first, runner on second, and Corneal gets a tip of that ball. We've got one out here with an 0-1 count. Jason Corneal looking to make something happen for his Eagles, try and get them on the board. And a big swing and a miss. Again, just like the previous batter, we've got an 0-2 count now. Don't let Shamiko Smith get hot.
He's only allowed 1 hit so far.
That's right, and he's been playing pretty great. Jason Corneal, however, with a .330 batting average on the season. A big swing and a miss and a strikeout. Nice pitch there by Shamiko Smith. And he sends Corneal walking back to the dugout. Coming out to bat now, number 24, Sebastian Rivera. The lefty hitter. He's got a runner on first, a runner on second, and a fresh count. However, there's 2 outs. That'll be called a strike by the umpire. Smith getting it right down over the plate to Cullum. For those of you just now tuning in, we'd like to say thank you. Polk State College is in the red, Eastern Florida State College in the purple. These 2 teams battling it out. And Polk State College leads 5-0. Chris, what do you think of these performances so far? Is it over for Eastern Florida State College? Is Polk controlling the tempo of this game?
No, they've only had 1 really good inning. I wouldn't count out Eastern Florida just yet. We still have, after this inning, 7 more innings of baseball to go. And baseball is, a team can turn around whenever. It's one of those games where you're never really out of it.
Definitely, and both these teams both so talented to make it here to the National Junior College State Tournament, which is being played in Lakeland. And a nice hit there by Rivera. However, it's going to be caught right away, and that'll do it. Nice job pitching by Smith. And that'll end the bottom of the second. Eastern Florida State College coming out to prepare for a few Polk State Eagles batting. We'll be right back for the start of the third. And we return to play here at the top of the third. That's Cole Workin leading off for the Polk State Eagles. Workin's first pitch he sees is a strike. That's number 3, Ryan Lang on the mound, pitching for Eastern Florida State College. And again, another strike. Great job by Lang, placing that ball where he wants it. Cole working in the hole, 0-2 count. A swing and a hit, however, that's going to be a foul ball as it rolls to the right of first base. We've had some great weather so far in this tournament. Last night around this time, the rain started coming down, however, not hard enough to call the game. So we got that game finished about 1:30, 1:15 a.m. This game started a little bit later than usual. So for you Polk State College fans, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. So you guys had 2 late nights in a row. And now we've got a 1-2 count for Cole Workin. Cole Workin makes some contact with the bat. Shortstop picks it up and gets it over. However, Workin is safe. That was Navarro.
I'd like to see how they score that because I think he would have beat that out anyway, even if the throw was on target. And they end up calling that an error. So that'll be an E6.
Here's a replay of that last play. And it did look like he beat first base. That was Cole Workin on first. Now Isaiah Cullum, the catcher, up to bat. He's got an 0-1 count right now. That last pitch was counted as a strike. Lang trying to pick off Workin over there at first. However, he is unsuccessful in doing so. That's Owens at first. Cullum gets set to hit. Lang set the pitch. Eyes him down, and there's a sky ball there from Cullum. Is that going to stay in? It looks like it. And a little miscommunication there. A big miscommunication there from number 2, Jason Corneal, and Jeff Court, the catcher. Although that was a foul ball, that could have easily been caught by the 2.
That's a big break for Isaiah Cullum there at the plate. He knows he should be in the dugout right now.
That's right. However, you know, it's tough to see that ball, especially playing at night. We mentioned last night with the stadium lights, sometimes if that ball goes straight in the air, you can lose in the light for a second, and you got to take a second to regather and find that white ball. So it's tough. I just think it was a little bit of miscommunication, not enough talking there from those 2 players. As Isaiah Cullum does the same thing. That ball's going straight up. Let's see if they don't make the same mistake twice, and they don't. So there's an out. Nice grab there by Acevedo. So we've got 1 out now. That was Isaiah Cullum hitting that ball straight up in the air. Workin stayed on first. Didn't think he had much of a shot. And Zach Bierman is up to bat now. The lefty hitter going against the righty pitcher. He's got a fresh count with only 1 out and a man on first.
He walked in his first at bat on 4 pitches.
And an easy play there to get Workin out at second. However, Bierman is safe at first. Great heads-up play by Lang to swing that over to second. Get the first man out. However, could not convert on first base. So they've got 2 outs now. Man on first, back to where they were to begin. And now their DH, Bradley Harmon, is up to bat. Polk State College with 27 home runs on the season out of 52 games. It's Bradley Harmon looking to make that 28. Ryan Lang gets set, throws in the pitch. Umpire calls that a ball, does not signal his hand. So we've got a 1-0 count now for Bradley Harmon. That was a tip ball from Harmon. So that'll be a strike. 1-1 count. Harmon, the lefty, just waiting for Lang's pitch. That one awfully close to Harmon's body, so that'll be called a ball. It's pretty inside. So we've got a runner on first. Got a score 5-0. Polk State College leads. And we've got Polk State College still at bat. 2 outs so far in this inning. 2-1 count for Harmon. And we've got a runner here, and he looks to be safe at second. Umpire calls him safe.
And Court on that throw, he double clutched. I think he had a good chance of getting him on at second, but that slight hesitation causes a slight delay in the throw, and Bierman's able to beat it out.
And great job by Bierman from getting to first to second. I don't think the Titans were expecting that one. So we've got a 2-2 count for Bradley Harmon with 2 outs and a man on second. Lang throws the pitch in. That's going to be well outside. So that's going to be called a ball, and we've got a full count now for Bradley Harmon.
And that was a good stop by Court. He easily prevented Bierman from getting over to third by making that good scoop.
Bradley Harmon, full count, man on second. 2 outs, looking to make something happen. And the umpire calls that a foul ball. So Harmon's still alive. Still a 3-2 count. And Lang trying to pick off Bierman at second. That was awfully close. However,
it looked like they may have had him.
That was Navarro over there at shortstop coming over to second.
Yeah, had Navarro been able to hang on to it, they might have had him.
Bierman's definitely got to watch how far he baits that pitcher. So he keeps taking a step out each time. Harmon again with another foul ball. He'll get another one. Harmon's been making some contact with the ball, just not the right timing down that he wants. Let's get a successful hit out of this. It's number 6, Jonah Garrison on deck for the Eagles. If Harmon can get him out of this and get on base. And that is called a ball, so that's the 4th ball, and Harmon will get on base. Free walk for him.
Actually, I think the umpire called that a hit by a pitch. If we can look at a replay real quick. Yeah, that was a hit by pitch.
That was a very close call there. Harmon gets a free walk over to first.
Oh, it wasn't free here in that.
Jonah Garrison now up to bat. Runner on first, runner on second. After that hit pitch, that's Harmon on first. Foul ball to start off. That goes to the left of third base. So we got an 0-1 count with 2 outs. And a runner on first and second. Great hustle on that foul ball.
Looked like Forrest Gump out there.
Yeah, that kid's got a good 40 time.
Not as good as John Ross, but still pretty good.
Yeah, got to watch out for Polk State College. So we got a 1-1 count with a runner on first, runner on second. Jonah Garrison up at home plate. And Ryan Lang on the mound for the Titans. Lang, who keeps looking back to second. The umpires give these players a second to regather themselves. Jonah Garrison looking to extend this lead. They already lead by 5 runs.
Good breaking ball, but not able to hit his target there.
So now the count is 2-1 after that Ryan Lang ball. Jonah Garrison with a .245 batting average on the year. He's got 24 RBIs. Now the count is even, 2-2 count with 2 outs and a man on first and second. And that'll be called a ball. So that hit awfully close to Garrison. That pitch was inside. So now we've got a full count here for Jonah Garrison. Runner on first and second. Bierman sliding off seconds, really distracting Ryan Lang on the mound. Lang trying to focus on getting Jonah Garrison out here. And there's a 4th ball. Excuse me, they called it a strike. So a strikeout for Ryan Lang will end the top of the 3rd inning. When we return, we'll get started with the bottom of the 3rd in just a few moments. Leading off for the bottom of the third, it's number 14, Ian Acevedo. Acevedo, a sophomore from the Dominican Republic. Shamiko Smith in still pitching. However, that was a close call there for Acevedo, coming close to hitting his legs as he had to jump back on that last one. Acevedo with a .410 batting average on the season. Pretty impressive. Acevedo listed as a third baseman. However, today he's playing second. He's got 3 home runs on the year and 28 RBIs. So now the count is 1-1 for Acevedo. No runners on base. And we've got number 16, Roberto Navarro, on deck. Some nice contact there. It's Acevedo made it to first. Was thinking about going to second. However, he stopped himself. And that was DeWert out there in right field that fumbled that ball around a little bit before throwing it back to second. However, regardless if he would have got it right away, he would have made it to first. So a great job by Ian Acevedo.
Let's take a look at that replay. Good piece of hitting by Acevedo. Able to keep the barrel of the bat with that ball and push it out to right field. Had a chance at turn 2, but he smartly held up.
And that shows itself how Ian Acevedo has a .410 batting average. So now Roberto Navarro just got called with a strike from that last pitch. No outs here for Eastern Florida State. Roberto Navarro with another impressive batting average. He's got a .308.
That's amazing when you have a player on your team that's batting .308 and you have another player on your team that's batting 100 points higher than him.
That is some statistic there. And Navarro is going to be called out at first. However, that advances Acevedo to second. So that'll be 1 out now for Eastern Florida State College. They're still not on the board yet. However, they're advancing as Acevedo is at second base. Sammy Duran now up to bat, the right fielder for this Titans team. Duran, the righty hitter. And Smith tried throwing out Acevedo at second. However, not successful. And Acevedo he's got some size on him at 6'3", 205. He can really stretch out there and give himself some more room from second to be able to dive back there. As Smith throws a little pump fake over there to second. Sammy Duran. So the fresh count, and he gets his first pitch in, and that'll be called a strike from the umpire. Smith bringing the heater for Sammy Duran. Eastern Florida State College has a 1 out. Duran with a .350 batting average. So 1-1 count now for Sammy Duran. Got a runner on second. And Duran really reaching for that one. Not very close at all. So now we've got a 1-2 count with one out.
That pitch there wasn't anywhere near the zone. That's just a case of trying to do too much for Sammy Duran.
Duran got a little impatient on that last one as he really did reach out on it. And Duran gets foul ball. It goes up to the roof. So that count is still 1-2. Now Chris Smith definitely noticed that Sammy Duran might be a little impatient, throwing a little outside. Do you think he's going to try and continue to do that so he can get Duran to reach again?
If I were him, I'd try to go in like that right there. And he broke his aluminum bat. See, you don't see that every day. That's impressive. I've only seen that once. And that was in a game aired on ESPN a couple weeks back. I believe it was a Florida game. Here's a quick replay of that. And we're lucky that that bat was rolling on the ground instead of flipping in the air towards Shamiko Smith, because that could have been bad.
And Smith, that pitch that broke the bat was only clocked in at 80 miles an hour.
It doesn't matter how fast it's going, as long as it hits the perfect spot on the hands. Most aluminum bats have, they're made in two pieces, the handle part and then the barrel, and they join in the middle, and it must have hit perfectly.
Well, Smith went inside like he predicted, and that really must have hit the perfect spot on the bat. So 1-2 count still. Acevedo still on second. Duran not quite getting his timing right as he keeps fouling the ball.
That new bat's got some pop, though.
That's right. We'll see how Duran does without his starting bat in there.
And if I were Smith right now, after throwing heater outside, I'd go breaking ball low, and then if that doesn't work out, follow it with a fastball high.
There you go. So still a 1-2 count. Duran swinging nonstop, and he gets out at first. However, it moves Acevedo to third, and these Titans are making progress. Moving Acevedo from first to second, now to third. And number 10, Jacob McFadden, who you were impressed with his performance the other night, is now up to bat. McFadden's a sophomore from Seminole, Florida. And that pitch will be a strike. So McFadden starts off 0-1. 2 outs on the board. And Smith is looking to get this third inning over with. And a nice hit by McFadden. Goes to the outfield, however, it drops. And that gets a run. Great job by McFadden getting that ball to drop and getting Acevedo home for the run.
And that's a tough play to make in left field by Cole Warkin. That really caught him in between whether to go for it or to let it drop, and just landed right in front of him.
If he would have gone for it and missed it, that could have gone up more than, potentially given up more than just a single. So now Jeff Court, the catcher, is up to bat. It's a lefty hitter. Got a man on first, and that's McFadden, who just got the runner in. Elian Morejo, the DH, warms up on deck. Cullum talks it over with Shamiko Smith. Smith is from the Bahamas. He's a freshman on this team. So now the score is 5-1. Polk State still in charge. However, Eastern Florida State College got their one run in at the bottom of the third, which we are still currently in. Over there are 2 outs. That ball just a little too tall for Skylar Fry to grab.
I don't know why Jacob McFadden stopped at second. He had plenty of speed going. If he would have attempted, he would have made it into third. Sure thing.
So now McFadden on second. Runner on first, and now Elian Morejo up to hit at bat. Morejo with a .339 batting average. He's got 4 home runs on the year and 32 RBIs. Smith checks back at second, throws it down to his catcher, Isaiah Cullum. And that'll be called a ball, so an 0-1 count for Morejo. And Smith again throws another ball. Excuse me, that first pitch was called a strike, so now it's a 1-1 count with 2 outs still for Eastern Florida State College and a runner on first and second. This is Morejo, their designated hitter for the Titans. Smith eyeing down McFadden at second. He throws the pitch in, and that stays fair. McFadden tagged at third, and that's it. So Polk State College holds Eastern Florida State College to just 1 run in the 3rd inning. So when we return, we'll get started with the 4th inning with Polk State College at bat. Leading off for the top of the fourth is Rowdy Martinez.
Leading off for Polk State is the center fielder, number 22, Rowdy Martinez.
Rowdy Martinez also leads this team, or he's tied with Zach DeWert for 6 home runs on the season. Martinez listed at 6'4", 225 from Lowell, Massachusetts. Lowell, Massachusetts.
Counts 3-0. Takes that pitch for a strike. 3-1. Skylar Fry on deck for the Eagles. And that pitch in there for a strike. Full count. Martinez looking to get on base as the leadoff man. And he pops that up. And Lang will take care of it himself. He calls off everybody else in the infield, takes care of it.
For the Eagles, second baseman, number 1, Skylar Frey.
Skylar Frey digs in. Righty on righty matchup. Takes that pitch on the outside. Called a strike. 0-1 the count. Frey went 1 for 4 in last night's game, and he smokes that one past the third baseman. Diving third baseman, that was Jason Corneal, unable to get to it. Just past the tip of his glove, and that's a base hit for Frey. Zach DeWert comes up to bat. Comes up with a man on first. 1 out. Digs in. He's ready. Pickoff attempt. No good over at first. Nothing doing over there. Frey only had a couple feet of a lead. Not the biggest threat to steal on this team, but he can get one every now and again. Pitch taken for a strike. 0-1. In last night's game, DeWert went 3 for 5, 2 runs scored. And he fouls that one back on the first base side, out of play. Oh, and 2 here. Top of the fourth. 1 out, man on first. And another throw over. And again, Frey makes it in easily. That pitch outside. Taken for a ball, 1-2. And another throw over. And again, Frey makes it in easily. And Frey's going off of the pitch. Strike 3, sorry. And he's safe over at second, but Dewart is retired on that strikeout.
Next batter for the Eagles is the third baseman, number 10, Zach Scott.
Second strikeout of the game for Ryan Lang. Runner in scoring position for Zach Scott, third baseman. He had a hit to center in his first at bat and flew out to right in the second. That pitch high and tight. Want to know the count to Scott. Lang gets ready. Scott with a relatively unusual batting stance. He likes to bend his knees a lot. Takes that pitch for a strike on the inside corner. 1-1 the count. And Lang fakes a move over to second. Wants to keep Frey honest over there. One and one, 2 outs, man on second, top of the fourth. And there's a ball outside, 2-1. Scott looking to bring in Frey and extend this lead to 5 runs. Polk State leads 5-1. Again, this is an elimination game. Both teams lost their first games. There's a drive to short. Grounder. Good play made at short. And that'll end the inning. That was Navarro there on the play. Coming up in the bottom half of the fourth, it will be Dylan Owens, Jason Corneal, and Sebastian Rivera due up for Eastern Florida. We'll be right back.
Leading off for the bottom of the fourth is number 17, Dylan Owens. This ball game is still 5-1. Polk State College leads. And Shamiko Smith is still pitching. That first pitch will be called a ball by Smith. Great eye by Dylan Owens, not swinging on that one. Dylan Owens getting some words of encouragement from his teammates in the dugout. Again, another good eye by Owens. That was called a ball, so 2-0 count now. No runners on base. No outs yet as Shamiko Smith and Isaiah Cullum converse on the pitch. Shamiko Smith throws it out, and there's some contact right there. A well-placed ball by Dylan Owens as he jogs his way to first base. No need to rush there as that rolled into the outfield. Martinez, the one who finally got the ball and threw it in. And a great hit by Dylan Owens, who on a 2-0 count got the ball to roll out to outfield and get on first safely. So now it's number 2, Jason Corneal, up to bat for the Titans. Corneal with some contact right away. That'll be a foul ball. Rolls to the right of first base. So the count now will be 0-1 with a runner on first, no outs. And Shamiko Smith, the 6'1", 190-pound freshman, has been doing awfully well on the mound, only allowing 1 run. Both teams with 5 hits. However, Polk State College has 5 runs with that. Shamiko Smith tries to tag out runner at first.
He's got a solid pickoff move. Good arm strength over on the throw. If he can get it accurately and maybe on a bigger lead, he might be able to pick someone off tonight.
Definitely, and Smith has a pretty unique start to his release. He likes to eye down the runner the whole time until the very last second, and you wonder how he can get such an accurate ball to the catcher by not looking there until the very last split second. So now we've got a 1-1 count. Jason Corneal still at bat, and that last pitch was clocked in at 77 miles an hour. Smith's been fluctuating pitch speed as that ball bounces in between first and second. Runner's out at first, however. Also, runner makes it over to second, so that's Jason Corneal tagged out at first. That's Dylan Owens on second base.
And Owens was off with that pitch. They were employing the hit and run. That's the only reason that it wasn't a double play. It was a perfect double play ball.
And a great job by Owens getting there on time. And so now we've got number 24, Sebastian Rivera. The fresh count, only 1 out here. And Rivera making some contact. However, that's going to be a foul ball. So Owens makes his way back from third to second base. That last pitch clocked in at 91 miles an hour. Shamiko Smith really bringing the heat. Chris, how would you compare the pitching tonight by Smith compared to how Polk State was pitching last night? I mean, from putting in 3 different pitchers, Justin Gill coming in immediately, taking one, throwing one immediately off the helmet of a Palm Beach State player. Just a whole bunch of different pitching routines compared to Shamiko Smith so far, who's been pitching for 4 innings.
Well, I wouldn't say that they pitched bad last night. They had an average game on the mound, but Smith right now is pitching very, very well. He's allowed 5 hits, 1 run. Hasn't allowed too many base runners. Other than that, he's only given up the only 1 walk.
That's right, and no signs of fatigue yet for Shamiko Smith, the freshman right-hander. The count now is 0-2. Sebastian Rivera is in the hole. Shamiko Smith eyeing down second base, looks at Cullum last second, and that'll be called a ball. So 1 out, 1-2 count, and Sebastian Rivera up to bat. Shamiko Smith pitches that in.
That's a good. Wow, that died. That died. And I like that good communication around the field for Polk State on that cutoff throw that Skylar Frey received from right field. Almost the entire team was telling him to hold on to it and to not make the throw. That's good communication, prevents a lot of errors.
And just from the crowd's reaction, I think a lot of people here thought that one was out of here. However, it dropped down, and a nice job by DeWert to get that ball over. And now we've got Dylan Owens to tag up, and he made it over to third. Up to bat now is Ian Acevedo, who has the lone run for this Eastern Florida State College team. He made it to first, made his way to second, third, and then all the way to home plate. We were complimenting his batting average earlier, as he has a .410 batting average. Acevedo now with a 1-1 count. 2 outs here on the board for Eastern Florida State College.
And his on-base percentage is .455. If you can get on base 45% of the time, you're doing a lot right. You're seeing the ball well, you're hitting the ball well, you got your swing on point, you know how your mechanics work, and you just know when you go up there you have a good chance of getting on.
That's right, and Acevedo, very impressive player. I'm sure he's been very appealing to all the scouts here and recruiters trying to get a lot of these guys to come out and play for him. So now Acevedo's got a 3-1 count with 2 outs. He gets set up to hit this ball. Runner on third base. We'll see what kind of pitch Smith throws out.
Good breaking ball, catching the inside corner.
So now a full count here for Acevedo. We've got number 16, Navarro, on deck. If Acevedo can make it on base, because they have 2 outs now. Acevedo gets set. Shamiko Smith. And a nice hit. However, it is caught right away. Great job by Skylar Fry to track down that ball and catch it. And another great job pitching by Shamiko Smith. And that'll be the end of the 4th inning. As soon as we come back, we'll be ready for Polk State to be at bat at the top of the 5th. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Leading off for the 5th inning is number 17, Cole Workin. Workin, the catcher from Saskatchewan, Canada. For all of you tuning in from Canada, we'd like to say a special thank you. So we've got a 5-1 ball game here. Polk State College has been in control for a majority of the game. 4th inning was both runless for both teams. Cole Workin with a 1-1 count now. And he makes a nice hit there. That one's going deep left field. However, that'll be caught. And a great job by McFadden to chase down that ball and catch that one on the run. So now it looks like Polk State is sending some players out to the bullpen.
Next man for Polk State is the catcher, number 32, Isaiah Cullum.
Up to bat is number 32, Isaiah Cullum. Cullum doesn't swing on that one. So you've got 1 ball and 1 out. So 1-1 count now. Isaiah Cullum, that last pitch was a strike. That's Ryan Lang doing a great job out there. And a nice hit there by Cullum. However, that's going to be a foul ball. It goes far left. And now Cullum with a 1-2 count with 1 out here. No runners on base. The catcher asks for a second from the umpire to regather himself.
Pitch inside to Cullum. Cullum went 1 for 3 last night with an RBI.
And Cullum, 5 home runs on the year with 43 RBIs. As we mentioned earlier, he's a sophomore catcher for this team.
Big-bodied catcher.
That's right. He hails from Bushnell, Florida, a South Sumter High School graduate.
Gotta love Bushnell.
And a nice hit there by Cullum. And that's going to drop. And a catch by Sammy Duran. So we've got 2 outs now.
Good display of Cullum's power. He didn't get all of that pitch at all. And he still hit that to the warning track opposite field.
So both similar outs, 1 to left field, 1 to right. And now we've got Zach Bierman up to bat. Bierman, the lefty hitter. And the ump calls that one a ball. He's got a 1-0 count now. Still no runners on base. Polk State not doing so hot getting on base this inning. And that last one will be called a strike. Ryan Lang bringing the heat. Ryan Lang, as we mentioned, is from Merritt Island, Florida. He gets a ball on that last pitch, so a 2-1 count with 2 outs. Zach Bierman trying to keep this inning alive for this Polk State team. And Bierman gets a tip of that ball as that rolls behind the catcher. Jeff Court runs out, throws it back to his pitcher, Ryan Lang. We reset here with an even count, 2-2 with 2 outs. Zach Bierman still up at bat. A nice hit there by Bierman. Is he going to make it to first base in time? It doesn't look like it, and they're going to call that out. Good play there by Ace Avato, getting it done batting and on defense there in the field. He gets it over to Owens at first and gets Bierman out. So a quick top of the fifth for Polk State. Eastern Florida State College in line to bat next at the bottom of the fifth. We'll be right back in just a couple of moments. And Norberto Navarro leading off for the bottom of the fifth here for Eastern Florida State College. Navarro behind Ace Avato. Tip ball there, so Navarro in the hole. 0-2 count here. Navarro, 5'9", 170-pound sophomore from Puerto Rico. He's one of a few players on this team from Puerto Rico. Hit there, foul ball. That goes straight up and lands on the roof again. We're going to have some people go up and recover a bunch of these balls that have been foul balls going straight up to the roof. So now Navarro with an 0-2 count. And that one will be a ball outside the strike zone. Shamiko Smith still out there pitching for this Polk State College Eagles team. Fly ball there straight to first. So Navarro, no shot there, and that's going to be the first out for Eastern Florida State.
Brings up the right fielder, number 11, Sammy Duran.
Sammy Duran, the right outfielder, coming up to the plate. And a bunt almost caught there by Shamiko Smith. Might have jumped a second too early. He tried to give a little second effort in midair, but no luck there as a perfectly executed bunt was made. And now Jacob McFadden comes up to bat.
And that's not what Duran wanted to do, but it worked out either way. He's on first.
Smith just inches away of grabbing that ball in midair. Now Jacob McFadden is looking to make something happen with only one out for Eastern Florida State. He's got a fresh count here. And a nice hit to open field. Jacob McFadden looking like he was going to go straight to second. As soon as he hit that bend around the corner, he put on the brakes, and he's going to stay at first for now. However, he got Sammy Duran from first to third, so closer to scoring position now.
That was a good piece of hitting by Jacob McFadden. Able to get the barrel of the bat on the ball, drive it to the gap. If he hit it a little bit harder, that would have been extra bases and would have scored a run. That was a good play by the right fielder, Zach Dewart.
Jeff Court, the catcher, lefty hitter. One out here for Eastern Florida State. Runner on first and third. And that one was outside the strike zone.
Court is 2 for 2 today. He's got a hit to left and a hit to center, both singles.
The catcher getting it done for the Titans out there. 1-0 count. Shamiko Smith readjusts his grip on that ball. Takes a glance over at first base. Takes a glance at third, and then eyes down Jeff Court at home. And there's a strike. Nice pitch there by Smith as he threw that first one outside, second one inside. Court with a 1-1 count. Pitch coming in, and there's some contact there. And it's going to look like Jeff Court going 3 for 3 today. Gets a runner home. Court stopping at second, puts on the brakes, and he gets a second man home. Look at the catcher getting it done today, Chris. What do you say?
I love my catchers, boy, and I love my catchers that can hit. If you have a catcher on your team that is a good leader defensively, a good leader for your team, and he can get it down to the plate, you're going to win some ball games.
That's right, and Jeff Court is a go-getter. Looking like he was going to try and make that into a triple. However, he puts on the brakes and stays at second.
I probably would have flipped out if the catcher would have hit a triple. That's the best thing. That would have been the best thing I've seen this tournament.
Hey, for 5'8", 190, Jeff Court can sure move. And Eastern Florida State's loss yesterday at Northwest Florida State. Beginning of the game, he had a great hit. I believe it was a double yesterday, and then made an attempt to get home. Got tagged out at home plate, barely. It's a very close call. However, Jeff Court is getting after it. He's not trying to go home without going to nationals. So, as we mentioned before, both of these teams went 0-1 yesterday. So whoever loses this game will join Tallahassee on leaving the tournament. It's a double elimination tournament. And Elian Morejo with a 1-1 count, 1 out. Jeff Court on second. And now we've got a 5-3 ball game. Isaiah Cullum and his head coach, Al Corbeil.
I think Al Corbeil might have noticed something in Shamiko Smith's delivery that may tell that he could be injured right now.
I have a question, guys. Why does the home go out there, with the...
To verify that an injury would be real, to allow a pitcher to make a second, or not a pitcher, the coach to make a second trip without having to change somebody.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Chris. While we figure this out on the mound, we'll take a short break. And we'll be right back in a matter of moments to continue the bottom of the fifth. 2.
New pitcher for Polk State, Justin Torque, number 26. He comes in relief for Shamiko Smith. Smith pitched 4 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs on 8 hits, pitched a pretty good game. He's responsible for the runner that is on second right now. That would be Jeff Court out there. It seemed to be that Shamiko Smith could have been injured because of the way that the head coach and the umpire both went out at the same time. It looked like they were looking at somewhere on his body to possibly see an injury. If that is the case, we wish him the best. We hope that this isn't the end of the tournament for him. And if it is, I hope that everything is good.
Chris, give me a little background on number 26, Justin Torek.
He's a right-handed pitcher, 6'3", coming in at 200 even. He's from Lake Worth, Florida, and he's a transfer from Palm Beach State College.
That had to be tough for him last night going against his old team, not getting a victory.
I was thinking the same thing.
So this is the first time we see Justin Torek here in the tournament.
No, he came in. Oh, no, he didn't. Chad Torque came in last night, his brother. My bad.
Both right-handed pitchers. So how did Shamiko Smith finish on the day?
Other than this inning, he pitched a great game. Obviously, when you give up 3 runs in 5 innings, it's not ideal. But this is the only inning where they really tagged him. So if I'm Shamiko Smith, I'm not disappointed by my performance because I'm still leaving the game with my team having the lead.
That's right. And although Eastern Florida State College has 8 hits, they only have 3 runs, where Polk State College is 5 hits and 5 runs. So now we're going to continue here with Elian Morejo. He's got a 1 out here for Eastern Florida State. And we've got a runner on second. That's the catcher, Jeff Court, who just did a huge double that got 2 runs home for his team. So catcher followed by catcher. However, Morejo is the designated hitter today.
He's still a catcher. I still love him.
So Torek, the Lake Worth native, there's at his first pitch, and that's a strike. Justin Torek, not to get confused with Chad Torek. From the looks of it, it looks like Chad came here first and Justin followed as he transferred from Palm Beach State College, as Chris mentioned.
Well, Chad's a freshman, Justin a sophomore. Oh, never mind. I can't read right. Never mind. They're both sophomores.
So they must be twins. We've got Morejo out here in the hole, 0-2. And that pitch well outside from Justin Torek. That'll be a ball, so 1-2 count, 1 out, runner on second. Bottom of the 5th.
We should try to find out why Justin came to join his brother.
It's definitely interesting. Sure those brothers growing up, both being pitchers, had some great brotherly competition at home. Chad listed at 6'5", 220, Justin at 6'3", 200. As Elian Morejo has a 2-2 count.
And he caught Morejo sleeping on there. Threw what looked to be a cutter, and it shot right over the plate. Good pitch.
That's right, and Morejo really trying to sell it on that last one, jumping back, acting like it was pretty close to hitting him. However, umpires right there called it a strike, and a great job by Justin Torre getting in there and getting his first strikeout. Up to bat now is Dylan Owens, one of the runners who got home earlier. Owens now back up, trying to get his catcher home. And a great pitch, however, would be called outside the strike zone. Dylan Owens with a .265 batting average on the year. He's got a 1-0 count right now with 2 outs. That last out came from a strikeout. It was Morejo, who was last at bat. Dylan Owens again, set to bat. Counts 2-0. And that'll be called a strike. Looked like Owens was about to swing on that one, however he held up. Wrong move, as the umpire called that one a strike. And there's some contact there. And Owens getting tagged out at first. And that does it. Polk State College ends the 5th inning. They allowed 2 runs, and they didn't get any, so now they're only up by 2, 5-3 score, as we head into the 6th inning. Leading off for the 6th inning for the Polk State Eagles is number 29, Bradley Harmon. Designated hitter for the Eagles. And that pitch will be called outside the strike zone. It's still laying in there pitching. And that'll be called a strike. Bradley Harmon didn't get a good eye on that one. As the count now is 1-1. Score still 5-3. Polk State leads. Count now is 2-1. That last pitch came in at 81. Chris, most of the pitchers we've seen here in this tournament have all been, 6'3" plus. We've seen some 6'4", some 6'5", some really tall guys. Is it necessary to be extremely tall on top of the mound?
No, it's not necessary. If you want to look at one of my favorite guys in the MLB right now, Marcus Stroman, pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. He stands at, I believe, 5'8", and he's one of the better pitchers in the game right now. But when you are tall, the angle in which your arm lets go of the ball and goes towards the plate, it helps you with it puts gravity on your side because the gravity pulls the ball down, and that'll increase the velocity, as well as making it tougher for a hitter to reach up and grab a ball, reach up and hit a ball that is up in the zone, because it looks like it's going to be high, but then it ends up catching the top corner, the top part of the plate of the zone.
Definitely, and Lang gets a strikeout there. But Chris, like you were saying, I could definitely see that. I know every pitcher when they go, they step down on the mound, so just coming down from top to bottom, it must be very deceiving visually when you see a 6'5", 6'6" guy coming down with the ball from up there. Up to bat now, number 6, Jonah Garrison. He was looking to bunt and run to the first base on that one. However, he's unsuccessful, and that'll be strike. And there's another strike there. Jonah Garrison in the hole, 0-2. 1 out. Not necessarily a great start for the 6th inning for this Eagles team. That last hitter was Bradley Harmon, who got a strikeout. He led off batters for the top of the 6th. Jonah Garrison, number 2 here. He's got a 1-2 count. That last pitch clocked in at 81.
Oh, that was a good curveball. I thought that caught.
Not quite. Umpire called it outside the strike zone, so now we got a 2-2 count.
Oh, I know what he called.
That was a good-looking pitch. And that is Ryan Lang.
That one caught.
And they will call that a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts in a row. Lang looking to strike out the side.
And after that bad second inning for Lang, he's quickly settled down. He hasn't allowed a run since, and he's only allowed 2 hits. Sorry, only 1 hit.
Up to bat now, number 22, Rowdy Martinez. That pitch well outside the strike zone, so 1-0 count. No runners have gotten to base at all. This 6th inning for the Polk State Eagles. And there's a hit right there for Rowdy Martinez.
He's going to have to get on his horse. Able to get there. What a catch out in center field.
That was Rivera.
Sebastian Rivera getting on his horse. Able to make a diving grab. That was excellent.
You love to see effort like that, especially from the outfielders. Easy 3 outs right there for the Eastern Florida State College Titans. Great performance there, and although they're down by 2, they're hyped up. That dugout is loving the performance they're seeing from their pitcher, from the outfield, from the batters, and I honestly think the play so far of the game has been without a doubt Jeff Court, the catcher, hitting that ball as a double, getting 2 guys home.
And as we see another look at that, that was a MLB worthy catch by Sebastian Rivera out in center.
These outfielders are fearless of that back wall. I've seen some people lay out, not giving a worry at all, just looking to make that play for their team. It's win or go home, and for these guys here, they've already lost 1, so whoever loses this match will be going home. Tallahassee was the first victim of the tournament, so they're on their way back up north as we get set to start the bottom half of the 6th. Jason Cornell leads off for the bottom of the 6th. That first pitch was outside the strike zone. And Jason Cornell ducks for that one.
Cornell sold that really well because that was almost over the plate. That was a good, what looked to be a slider by Torque.
Cornell definitely did. It didn't look like it would be anywhere close to his head. Now one called a strike, so now a 2-1 count for the start of the bottom of the 6th. Polk State College outfield to make a play like Sebastian Rivera did to close out the top of the 6th.
That was another good slider by Torque, able to make that drop out of the zone, make Cornell look silly.
That's right, and for those of you who missed it, Shamiko Smith was taken out, and he was replaced by Justin Tworick, number 26, the sophomore. And there's a strikeout. Jason Cornell strikes out, and Justin Tworick records another one.
And another good slider to get that strikeout. Cornell had no answer for that.
Sure is crazy how much ball control these pitchers have through game in and game out. One-0 count now for Sebastian Rivera, the outfielder who made the spectacular grab to close out the top of the 6th. He's looking to get his team going, and the ump calls that one a strike. So now counts even up, 1-1. 1 out, no runners on base. And Tworick just a tad bit outside. That makes it 2 balls, 1 strike.
He's got to be careful not to rely on that slider too much, though, because hitters will get used to it, and they'll find a way to hit it.
Sebastian Rivera gets a tip of that. It goes straight back and to the left, so now we got a 2-2 count here with the 1 out. And there's some contact right there. That goes straight to the third baseman. Is he going to get there in time?
Wonderful throw.
Great throw right there. That was Zach Scott from third base, swing that over to first to connect with Bierman and get Rivera out. So now we've got 2 outs. Ian Acevedo. He's had a good performance today so far. Swing and a miss.
Yo, that slider is killer right now.
That's right, Justin Tworick really selling it. And it's working for him. Striking people out left and right.
When you're able to control it like he is right now, it's so hard to hit, especially going about 85, 87 miles an hour and having the break that it does.
It's from all that competition in the backyard with his brother Chad, I'm sure.
Definitely.
So Acevedo again with a 1-1 count. 2 outs, no runners on base. Tworick throws out a nice pitch. And that'll be another strike, bringing out the heat.
Good
State.
attempt at a recovery, but unable to make that throw.
Brings up the shortstop, number 16, Norberto Navarro.
The shortstop, number 16, Norberto Navarro.
And a quick look back at that play. Skylar Frey, unable to make the grab, landed just in front of him. And he had to go to his knees, trying to make a catch. Good pickoff move. Good pickoff move by Isaiah Cullum. He caught Acevedo sleeping over at first, and he made him pay.
That's right. Great heads up by Isaiah Cullum. That'll be the third out. And that'll be the end of the 6th inning as we prepare for the 7th.
New pitcher for Eastern Florida is number 37, Eddie Escobar.
New pitcher for Eastern Florida State College, number 37, Eddie Escribano. That'll just do it for number 3, Ryan Lang. And that's Skylar Fry out there.
And the new pitcher for Eastern Florida, like Marshall said, Eddie Escobrano. He's a sophomore, stands 5'11", 180. There's that question on the short pitchers. And he hails from Miami, Florida. Let's see what he can do against this Polk State lineup.
A lot of players today from every team from Miami.
Oh, good curveball. Barely catching the bottom of that zone.
And Escribano starting out with some control under that ball. Count for Skylar Fry is 1-2. Make that 2-2. Fry, the sophomore. He's from Sarasota, Florida. A Sarasota high school graduate. Escribano winds up, throws it in, and a hit by Fry. However, that foul ball is going to be going out of bounds, and it bounces on top of the dugout. That last pitch by Escribano is clocked in at 70 miles an hour. So we've got 2 balls, 2 strikes for Skylar Fry. No runners on base. No outs as well. Foul ball again to the right. We just passed the 11 p.m. mark for the 4th game of the day. 8th game of the tournament.
We're making better time than last night.
That is true. Last night, Polk State's game didn't end until about 1:15 a.m. And Escribano bringing the heat. He put his whole body into that one. So now we got a full count here for Skylar Fry. We're going to see what he's going to do with it. See what Escribano's got up his sleeve. That's still Jeff Court in there at catcher. It's number 27, Zach DeWert, on deck for the Eagles. Pitch comes in. Some contact there. A nice swing, just a tad bit late, and that is going as a foul ball.
That was good contact by Skylar Frey. Just unable to catch up to that good fastball.
That's right, and that ball went all the way over to the parking lot, as we still have a full count here for Skylar Fry. And Fry with a nice hit. Is it going to drop? And it does.
Good attempt by Navarro.
That's right. Navarro was at shortstop, tried running back and getting a handle on that, as left and middle outfielder tried collapsing on that one as well. However, unable to get a hold on that one, and Skylar Fry makes a single out of it.
And that'll be scored as a hit on the scorecard.
It was a close one, just a tad bit out of reach for Navarro as he rearranges his equipment after diving for that ball. Escribano going against Zach DeWert, and that one is way out of here, and that'll be an easy stolen base for Skylar Fry. Escribano really favored that left side.
That was a good attempt by Court to try to keep that ball in front of him, but he was unable to.
Each pitcher I've seen today with a different pitching style, Eddie Escribano really looks like he throws his whole body into it as he throws that ball. He and Jeff Court not on the same page on that last one, and Skylar Fry moves from first to second. Still 0 outs here for Polk State, and Zach DeWert with a 1-0 count. That last ball well out of the strike zone. DeWert with some solid contact. That one's going straight up to the sky. We'll see if they can make a play out of it, and there you go. An easy catch there. Now is McFadden in the left field running over to call for that ball. And so now that'll be 1 out. Skylar Fry still on second. And now we've got Zach Scott coming up to home plate. Zach Scott asked for a second. Umpire grants it to him as Jeff Court runs out to talk it over with Eddie Escribano. Scott, a freshman out of Mulberry, Florida. As Court runs back to home plate, we'll get underway here. Zach Scott with a fresh 0-0 count. Only 1 out and a runner on second. Escribano eyeing down Zach Scott. Takes a look back at second base to see where his runner's at. Back to court. Throws a pitch. And there's a foul ball. That one goes in the stands. Oh, 1 count now for Zach Scott. Escribano really does throw his whole body into his pitch, and he has been favoring that left side. Here comes the pitch. And that'll be called a ball. Not quite in the strike zone. So now 1-1 count here for Zach Scott. Zach Scott asking for a second, rearranges his feet, gets set up. Pitch coming in. Outside the strike zone. Ball 2. 2-1 count. 1 out here. Again, the loser of this game goes home. Now a 3-1 count here for Zach Scott. One out. Runner at second. That's Skylar Fry out there. Pitch coming in. A swing and a miss.
Good curveball. Just pulled the bottom right out of that.
Zach Scott thought he had that one. So now it's a 3-2 count, and that last pitch was clocked in at 66 miles per hour. And there's a walk. So 4 balls thrown by Escribano. And Zach Scott makes his way to first base. So then we got a runner on first and a runner on second still with 1 out. And the next batter for Polk State is number 17, Cole Workin. Cole Workin set the bat. Righty pitcher, righty batter. Runners on first and second. Pitch coming in, and that'll be called a strike. Nice pitch there from number 37 on the mound, Eddie Escribano. And DeWirt really trying to distract Escribano. He's getting a little bit away from first. Gets him to turn around and bite on it. Didn't quite throw it. So 0-1 count here for Cole Workin. Polk State College leads 5-3. Or they do not lead in hits. Eastern Florida State has 9 and Polk State has 6. However, the R category is the only thing that matters as that foul ball goes to the roof. Cole Workin in the hole, 0-2 count. Still in the top of the 7th here. And there's a pitch thrown outside the strike zone. Cole Workin, 3 home runs on the year and 42 RBIs. As we mentioned before, Cole Workin from Saskatchewan. And 2 stolen bases.
Good old double steal.
There you go. Fry and DeWert going at the same time. DeWert goes from first to second. Fry goes from second to third. And now they're in closer scoring position. I don't think the catcher knew who to throw it to on that last one.
The ball was in the dirt, and Jeff Court was unable to corral it. That's the reason that both players made it in safely with no throw.
However, a great call there on the double stolen base. So while the coaches talk it over their team, we will see who's up to bat next. I believe that's still Cole Workin up with a 2-2 count, 1 out. Runners now on second and third. And that is the catcher, Isaiah Cullum, on deck for the Eagles. Eagles only with 1 out. Polk State College, located in Winter Haven, Florida, just down the road. They have a Lakeland campus as well. So not much of a drive for them to get here. I'm sure many of their fans come here to watch their games as well. Last night for the Palm Beach State game, we had a bunch of loyal fans. Stayed till the very end as there were game 4 of day 1 and game 4 of day 2. We got some fans here from Polk State, and there's a foul ball. Count is still at 2-2. Cole Workin receiving some words of encouragement from his dugout. Workin gets his feet set. As Escribano prepares himself as well. Pitch coming in, and there's a nice ball.
That'll bring home 2.
And a nice job. Skylar Fry coming in, as well as Zach Scott. And Cole Workin, but a 2-2 count, gets on first. Still 1 out here. Now the score is 7-3. Polk State College leads. That ball slides right past the shortstop and the pitcher on its way to outfield. Isaiah Cullum now the catcher. He's up to bat. Working on first. And it looks like we got a stolen base. Workin gets there easily, as Court couldn't get a handle on that ball to get it over to second base. Polk State College really taking advantage of the stolen bases. I believe that is their 3rd in this inning alone. And there's a sky ball going straight up. Is that going to stay in?
Oh, good recovery. Let's see if we can't take another look at that. That could have been costly.
And what a catch by Dylan Owens. Looked like he was going to drop it. However, bobbles it a couple times and then catches it, and that bare hand helps him.
Let's take a quick look at this replay. Pops out, he palms it, and then bobbles it twice. Able to keep control of it, and that'll count as an out.
So that catch there was the second out. Zach Bierman now is up to bat for the Polk State College War Eagles. Escribano throws the pitch out. He's working against a lefty. That'll be called outside the strike zone. So now we got a 1-1 count. 2 outs here and runner on second. And still working. Who's on second? And Bradley Harmon preparing to hit next. He's on deck for the Eagles. Bierman with a 1-2 count now. The lefty hitter. Bierman's listed at 6'3", 220. And Escribano throws it back to second base. Trying to get a tag out on Cole Workin. However, unsuccessful. So still 2 outs here. 1-2 count. Zach Bierman, the first baseman. And Escribano not liking that. Workin keep inching closer to third base. He already a successful steal in first to second. And the pitch coming in, however, that's a strikeout, and that'll end the top of the 7th. A nice pitch there by Escribano. And the energy that Eastern Florida State College had earlier in this game seems to be drained after those 2 runs came in at the top of the 7th. So we'll be back here in just a couple minutes for the bottom of the 7th as Eastern Florida State College looks to try and get at least 4 runs on the board to tie this ball game up. As we return to what is supposed to be a short 7th inning stretch, the shortstop Norberto Navarro is up to hit. That first pitch he takes from Justin Torek is a foul ball. Goes straight back and hits the net. So number 16 on home plate is going to get another shot at it. This pitch coming in quick. And there's a hit going straight to right field. However, it is caught. Norberto Navarro not able to make that ball drop. So, great catch there in the outfield by DeWert. Next batter up is the right fielder for Eastern Florida State College, number 11, Sammy Duran. Duran, the righty, makes some contact right away from Torek. And that one going far into the stands. There's a foul ball. So now an 0-1 count with 1 out and no runners on base. Sammy Duran is going to have another shot at this ball. Score is 7-3. And a nice hit right there. Going straight to right field again, and the same thing. An easy 2 outs there for the Polk State College War Eagles. As Navarro and Duran's hits both go out to the right field, caught by DeWert. And now number 10, Jacob McFadden. The left fielder comes to bat. That first pitch was awfully close, as outside the strike zone. And a hit again for McFadden. That's a foul ball, so now got a 1-1 count. That last foul ball went to the left of third base. So we get that foul ball off the field. Jacob McFadden steps back up to hit. Neither of these teams want to go home here. So we got a pretty close game. And there's some contact there. Picked up by the shortstop, thrown to first, and did he make it?
Yeah, got it in time.
He is out. So a quick bottom of the 7th there. Great job by Polk State College defensively. So now we'll get ready to start the top of the 8th inning. Leading off for the Polk State College Eagles at the top of the 8th, number 29, Bradley Harmon, their designated hitter. So, Chris, quite a game today. What do you think so far? Are these two teams battling it out? What do you think of these two teams battling out so far today?
Well, this is an elimination game, like we said earlier in the ball game. So I expect nothing but the best coming from these two teams.
As Bradley Harmon is set to hit, that pitch comes in flying. So now we have a 2-1 count. Harmon, a transfer from South Georgia State College. He's from Fayetteville, Georgia. Now the count is 2-2. No outs yet as we just started the 8th inning. And a strikeout. Nice job by Eddie Escribano to get out Bradley Harmon, the DH for the Eagles. And now up to hit following Harmon is number 6, Jonah Garrison. Haven't talked about Garrison much. He's a transfer from University of South Florida. He's from Orlando. As he takes that first pitch as a strike. Escribano really heating up here lately as he just got a strikeout on Bradley Harmon. That last pitch was called outside the strike zone, so we got a 1-1 count here for Jonah Garrison. And a nice hit there for Garrison as it just gets over Ace Savado. That gets Jonah Garrison on first base safely. He avoids that being 2 outs. So still 1 out here as number 22, Rowdy Martinez, comes up to hit. Martinez, another player with a pretty quiet night. Haven't heard his name too much. He has a fresh count out here with a runner on first and 1 out. Escribano looks over his left shoulder to first base, throws that pitch in, and that's going to be a little high. Escribano tries to get it over to first in time to pick off Jonah Garrison. However, he is not successful. Some contact there from Rowdy Martinez. He fouls that ball, sends it straight back to his dugout. Polk State College Eagles in the red. Eastern Florida State College in the purple. Again, another unsuccessful attempt by Escribano to pick off Garrison at first. So a 1-2 count here for Rowdy Martinez. Escribano gets that in. However, Martinez gets a tip of it, and that's a foul ball. Escribano looking to strike out Martinez here. And there you have it. Another strikeout there for Escribano. They still have one more out to get here, with a runner on first and Skylar Fry now up to bat. We'll see what the Polk State College Eagles are capable of.
That pitch taken outside for ball 1. Escribano trying to get out of this inning. And there's a ball in the dirt. Runner takes off. And he's in there safely. That was Jonah Garrison recognizing that that ball was in the dirt and Court would have a hard throw to make. And he's able to get into second, into scoring position safely. Now with a runner in scoring position, Skylar Frey. 2-0 the count. Polk State trying to extend this lead. Trying to put it out of reach for Eastern Florida. Court runs out to Escribano to discuss how to attack this hitter. It's 11:34 here in Lakeland, Florida. It's 26 minutes away from tomorrow. And 10 hours and 25 minutes away from starting all over again. We'll have 4 more games for you tomorrow morning. And we'll be here for you till May 10th, till the championship is settled. You can watch all the action here on the FCSAA Sports YouTube channel. 3-0 the count now. And that ball is taken on the outside corner. 3-1. Good location by Escribano on that last pitch. And swung and a miss. 3-2 is the count. Good cut by Frey. Nothing doing. Caught nothing but air. Escribano trying to get out of this inning. And he does. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Escribano strikes out 3 of that inning. 1 hit, no runs, 1 man left on base. We'll be right back for the bottom half of this 8th inning. Polk State still leads 7-3. we're back here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Leading off for Eastern Florida, the catcher, the cleanup hitter, Jeff Court. He is 3 for 3 today. He's gotten 2 singles and a double.
Don't sleep on Court.
2 RBIs.
He was the reason they got those 2 runs in the 7th. Excuse me, 2 runs in the 5th.
I was going to say my scorecard would say otherwise.
Looking at the wrong side there.
First pitch, a strike.
The fortunate thing for Polk State is that the Eastern Florida State College Titans don't have anyone on base, where last time Court hit a double and sent home the runners at first and third.
And there's actually a new pitcher for for Polk State. That's number 21, Luis Ferrer. He'll come on in the 8th inning, taking over for Justin Twerk. And a big hit by Court. Is he going to get there in time? No, he's called out. Good awareness by the second baseman, Frey.
Now, Chris, if that ball bounced off the hand of the pitcher and then the second baseman went and caught it without it touching the ground, does that still count as an out?
It does, as long as it does not touch the ground. I've actually seen instances where it hit off the pitcher's shoulder or back or head even, and it was caught for an out. As Morejo lines that into right field for a base hit.
Brings up the first baseman, number 17, Dylan Owens.
So a quick update on the scoreline for Justin Twerk. He leads this game after 3 2/3 innings. Had 2 strikeouts. Gave up no runs. And he only gave up 1 hit. Good outing for Twerk in relief for Shemako Smith. Dylan Owens up to bat for Eastern Florida. 2-0 the count. Pitch taken for a strike, 2-1. There's a high fly ball. It'll go foul. And it'll make the count 2-2.
That ball bounced off the light pole and bounced all the way back on the field. So we're going to wait a second to get that foul ball off the field as DeWert throws that to the first base umpire.
Dylan Owens digs back in. Trying to make something happen for Eastern Florida. They're down by 4. Bottom of the 8th inning. They have 5 outs left. Got to make something happen. Pitch in the dirt. Makes it 3-2. Full count for Owens. Full count pitch coming. And swung on hit, fouled on the third base side. It'll get caught up at the tarp. Another 3-2 pitch coming from Farrer. And Owens will step out, take a moment to himself, step back in. And he's ready. And a good pickoff move by Farrer. Can they get him? And he's out. That was Morejo, picked off by Farrer. Good pickoff move. That will be the second out.
How about Farrer really selling that one?
That was a very good pickoff move. Excellent job.
Farrer making it look like he was going to pitch that ball. Throws it over to first, and they get him out at second.
Here's another look at that. As that pitch is fouled off. Goes out of play. Three-two the count still to Owens. And he takes that pitch outside. That'll be ball 4. Owens draws the walk. That'll bring Jason Corneal. He'll come on with a man on first, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Again, Eastern Florida down by 4. 4 outs left. And a good curveball by Farrer. He's able to drop that ball on the inside part of the plate for a strike. Second pitch, another curveball, this time unable to get that over the zone. That'll be 1-1. And that pitch outside as well. 2-1 the count. We'd like to thank you guys for staying tuned. 11:47 it has just turned. It's been a long day. We've been here since 10 a.m. It's about to be the 14th hour. The second night in a row. And that pitch is low. 3-1 now. And a reminder, this is an elimination game. The loser of this game will go home. The winner will move on. And ball 4 high. That'll move Owens over to second, put Corneal on first. Colin wants to go and talk to his pitcher. The umpire starts walking out. Has to go break up the meeting. And Cullum and the umpire will run back together. And out comes Al Corbeil. Looks like he may make a pitching change, or he just wants to talk to his pitcher. No pitching change just yet. So it will be Jason Corneal. I apologize. It will be Sebastian Rivera, the center fielder. Men on first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Eastern Florida down by 4. Need to make something happen if they want a chance to come back. And swung on, hit in the gap between first and second. The runner will be held up at third. And he would have scored had he been waved around, but bases are loaded. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Ian Acevedo. The .410 average hitter with an on-base percentage of .455 in the regular season. And it looks like they will make a pitching change.
And the winner of this game will play tomorrow at 1 p.m. They will be playing the State College of Florida, as State College of Florida, day 1, beat Tallahassee 11-8. However, today they played at the 10 a.m. game, and they lost to Miami-Dade. So whoever wins here tonight between Polk State and Eastern Florida State will be playing tomorrow against the State College of Florida.
And that game will also be an elimination game, as both teams will have one loss, whether it be Eastern Florida or Polk State going up against State College of Florida. A reminder, double elimination, meaning 2 losses and you're out. It's okay to lose 1. You can't lose 2. Everybody gets an off day, but you don't get 2 off days. New pitcher will be number 20, Zach Schneider. 6-foot sophomore, coming in at 180 pounds, out of Boca Raton, graduate of American Heritage High School. We'll give him some time to warm up for the sidearm pitcher. We'll be right back. We're back here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, 2 outs away. Zach Schneider will face Ian Acevedo. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Acevedo. Fair leads this game with 2/3 of an innings pitched, allowing 1 hit, 2 walks, no strikeouts. He's responsible for all 3 runners on base right now for Eastern Florida. So we'll update the runs and earned runs for him for tonight as this inning proceeds. Want to know the count after that first pitch take? Sidearm pitcher always tricky to deal with. Jose Salvato fouls that ball down the first base line. One and one here as we come within 6 minutes of 12 o'clock. This game coming on 3 hours and 15 minutes long. One of the longer games today. We've actually had a few relatively short games, as we are not 2.5 hours behind like we were last night. 1 and 2 now. After that other foul ball. Hey, Salvato needs to put his team on the board here if they want to have a chance to come back in the ninth. And he takes that pitch right down the middle. Strike 3 called. That'll end the inning. 1 hit, 2 walks. 3 men left on base. No runs scored. We'll be right back in the top half of the ninth. Due up for Polk State will be Zach Dewart, Zach Scott, and Cole Warkin. We'll be right back. We're back here in the top half of the ninth inning. New pitcher for Eastern Florida, number 20, Tyler Kezor. He comes in relief for Eddie Escobrano. Escobrano pitched 2 innings, allowed 2 runs, both earned, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Kezor comes to bridge the gap between the bottom of the ninth and the bottom of the eighth and the bottom of the ninth. has a 0-2 count to Dewart, make that 1-2. We are almost officially at 12 o'clock, so that means it will be tomorrow in about a minute. That pitch high and tight, 2-2. Dewart has gone 1 for 2 today with a home run, and he's been hit by a pitch. Successful day at the plate whenever you can get a home run. It's a guaranteed RBI. And there's a big hit down the left field line. That should be extra bases. And that gets behind McFadden. Maybe 3. Nope, it'll be cut off by Navarro in a leadoff double for Zach Dewart. Good piece of hitting by Dewart on that play. Polk State looking to add some insurance runs. Third baseman Zach Scott up to hit. He's gone 1 for 3 and he's been walked. Similar score sheet to Dewart, minus the home run. Scott waiting for the pitch. Takes that outside, ball 1. The third baseman, hailing from Mulberry, Florida. Graduate of Santa Fe Catholic High School. 2-0 now. And it is officially tomorrow, 12:01. We will be back here in 9 hours, broadcasting in 10. Another 4 games on the docket for tomorrow. Make sure that you tune in as we have a full slate of games. 2-1 now after he took that strike. Scott wants to drive in Dewart. Provide some extra runs, and that pitch is in the dirt. Good block by Court. That'll keep the runner at second. And there's a hard hit. Ball to short. Navarro will throw to third. And the tag is made by Cornell. And they'll get the lead runner. They'll gladly take that fielder's choice. And that will thwart any real chance, any real immediate chance of an insurance run. Zach Scott now on first. Cole Workin at the plate, the left fielder. Workin has gone 1 for 3, as well as his previous 2 teammates. He's also reached on an error. First pitch taken for a strike. 0-1. His last at bat in the 7th inning, he had a single to center and he drove in 2 runs. Those are his only 2 RBIs on the day. Oh, and 2 now. Keysor looks to finish off working on that pitch. Unable to, as Working fouled that ball off. Oh, and 2 once more. Workin takes that pitch high. 1 and 2 now. The wind has practically died. Still beautiful out. That ball is fouled back into the right. 1 and 2 still. The smoke that had clouded the area earlier seems to be gone. The smell of burning wood is no longer apparent.
Be sure if you're around the area to come out to Publix Field here at Joker Merchant Stadium. It's located in Lakeland, Florida. Tomorrow's supposed to be a beautiful day, high of 86 and a low of 61.
Beautiful.
It's been a little bit breezy here lately, towards later in the day, but you can't ask for better baseball weather here.
Anytime you can have a nice sunny day here in Florida, and they don't call us the Sunshine State for nothing, it's always a beautiful day for baseball. 2 and 2 now. Takes that pitch high. Zach Scott still on first. 1 away. Last pitch clocked in at 85 miles an hour. Quick pickoff move over to first. Nothing doing. Back in easily with Scott. And another one. Scott gets in time this time as well. And off with the pitch is Scott. And that's a base hit down the left field line. That should be extras. Scott will turn around, will round third and go home. He will score. And that is a RBI double for Cole Workin. That extends Polk State's lead to 8-3. 5-run lead now. I'm sure they're happy they got an insurance run. We've seen that Eastern Florida can get the bases loaded in a hurry. Isaiah Cullum up to bat. Got a man on second. That's Workin with 1 out. He'll try to bring in 1 more to extend their lead. And there's a drive to center. It looks like it'll drop. It will. And stopping at third is Workin. There will be men on first and third with 1 out after that base hit by Cullum. That bloop single by Cullum. His second hit of the day. That puts him at 2 for 5 on the day. Zach Bierman, first baseman. He's 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout and a walk. He did reach on a fielder's choice in the third. And there's a high popper and shallow left. Unable to run on that is Workin. That'll be 2 outs. Play made by McFadden. Bradley Harmon will come up. He's struck out twice. He's been hit by a pitch and he's walked. 0 for 2 on the day. He'll come on with the runners on first and third with 2 outs. A runner 90 feet away from extending their lead to 6. Takes that pitch inside. 1-1. And there's a grounder to short. On the play is Navarro, and the throw is in time. That'll end the inning for Polk State. We'll head to the bottom half of the 9th, where Eastern Florida has to score 5 runs to keep their season alive. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes here at Public Field at Joker Martin Stadium, home of the Detroit Tigers spring training. I'm Chris Valentine alongside Corey Mack and Marshall Watchers. You're watching the FCSAA Sports on YouTube, home of the FCSAA Baseball Men's JUCO Tournament. We'll be right back. We're here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Eastern Florida has to score 5 runs to keep their season alive. They're down 8-3. Leading off is the number 1 hitter, Norberto Navarro. Back on to pitches, Zach Schneider for Polk State. First pitch is a ball. In line for the win today is Polk State pitcher Justin Tork. He came on in relief for Shamiko Smith. He pitched 3 2/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, and 2 strikeouts. In line for the loss, Eastern Florida pitcher Ryan Lang, and that's a hard hit. That'll be extra bases down the left field line. And he could be going for 3. No, he stops at second. Navarro with a leadoff double, keeping a small glimmer of hope alive for Eastern Florida. As I was saying, Ryan Lang pitched 6 innings, gave up 5 runs all earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts, 2 hit batters. He is in line for the loss if this score stands at the end. Marshall, why don't we take a look at the schedule for tomorrow?
First game, Game 9, it'll be Game 1 for Sunday. That'll be St. John's River State versus Northwest Florida State, and that is supposed to start at 10 a.m. Game 10.
Oh, what a catch! Did he catch that?
Wow.
No, he did not catch that, but that was a wonderful, great reaction from Zach Schneider. Sorry to interrupt, Marshall. I couldn't.
No, a heck of a play there by Zach Schneider. Oh, my goodness.
Navarro moves over to third on that. On the out by Sammy Duran.
Wow. So the winner of this game will play State College of Florida tomorrow at 1 p.m. That'll be Game 10 of the tournament. Game 2 for Sunday. Game 3 for Sunday. Game 11 of the tournament will be Santa Fe versus Palm Beach State. That is supposed to start at 4 p.m. And then Game 12 of the tournament, Game 4 of tomorrow, will be Chipola versus Miami-Dade. So a good one. That one should be starting around 7 p.m. However, some of these games have been running over quite a bit. So we will see. However, 10, 1, 4, and 7 are the start of these game times tomorrow.
Thank you, Marshall. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 10 where we will start the coverage. We look forward to seeing you guys there tonight. And of course, after this game ends. We hope that you have enjoyed the 4 games that we have broadcasted today, as well as the 4 yesterday. And then we hope that you will enjoy the 4 tomorrow. Counts 2-1 to Jacob McFadden, the left fielder. Looking to bring home Navarro. At this point, Polk State will gladly exchange outs for runs. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 2, 2-0. Sorry, 2-2. The count. 1 out away. And taken down and out for a ball. 3-2 the count. Full count for Jacob McFadden. McFadden has gone 2 for 4 today with an RBI. So a solid day at the plate for him. And he strikes out looking. That'll likely end his day. That's the second strikeout of the night for Schneider.
Brings up the catcher, number 15, Jeff Court.
The catcher, Jeff Court, will come on, try to make some magic for Eastern Florida. Though it looks like their season's all but over. Jeff Court has gone 3 for 4 today in a hard hit foul ball over the dugout of Polk State. He has 2 RBIs on a 2-run double in the 5th inning. That pitch is high and out. Evens the count at 1-1. This game is approaching 3 hours and 40 minutes of playtime. One of the longer games that we have covered in this tournament. It's been exciting, though, as Jeff Court adds one more RBI to his postseason total. Good hit in the hole between short and third. He cuts the lead to 4.
Next batter for the Titans is the designated hitter, number 18,
Elian Morejo will bat for Eastern Florida. He's got Jeff Court sitting there waiting for him at first. Jeff Court has gone 4 for 5 today with 3 RBIs. Impressive day at the plate for Court. Morejo has gone 1 for 3 with a walk thus far. He takes that pitch outside, 1-1 evens the count. Pitch from Schneider. Fouled back by Morejo. 1-2. This could be the last pitch of the game. Could also be the last pitch of the season for Eastern Florida. And there's a grounder over to second. And the game is over. Good heads-up play by Frey, getting it over to second. And that'll do it. Congratulations to Polk State College. They will move on to tomorrow to play in our 1 o'clock game. And the season is over for Eastern Florida State College. They've enjoyed a good season. And we wish them the best moving into next season. And that'll be it for today. We'll be back here at 10 o'clock sharp, broadcasting another 4-game day. I'm Chris Valentine, alongside Marshall Watrous and Corey Mack. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast today, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. You've been watching the FCSAA Baseball JUCO State Tournament on the FCSAA Sports YouTube channel. We'll see you tomorrow.